And of course, Monday at 6 a.m. you'll start the news with your great experience with us over the weekend. And
I should probably just do my live report from here.
Yeah.
You know, we are standing live.
Well, you'll probably still be here.
Yeah, taped up in the closet.
It's the most fun you can have without spending money. Your partly cloudy days will be partly sunny, 'cause Nuzzy and the guy, dip dip dip, Nuzzy and the guy, shamalama ding dong, Nuzzy and the guy are decently funny. Thank you.
I love it.
All right. Welcome to another episode of Decently Funny here on decentlyfunny.com. Also on iTunes.
And Stitcher.
But there's this thing that we told people last week to do on iTunes, and they did it. They actually listened to us.
Yeah, some people did, yeah.
So tell them what to do again.
You go to iTunes, look up Decently Funny, and just go and rate us. It's really simple. I mean, obviously we prefer 5 stars, if you don't mind. But just go there and rate us. That's all we're asking for. We don't ask for money, as the theme song indicates. It's all free.
So that is what you should do. And
There's
also, we are... our video, we do video also. It's not just an audio podcast. We're on the tvspot.com. So thank you to all of my friends that are watching us on the tvspot.com. I'm one of your hosts, the Nuzzy, on Twitter, at the Nuzzy.
Pretty simple.
Guy.
I'm _the guy_.
Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you.
And we have Gary.
Hey, how are you?
Gary, you're on Twitter.
Yeah, Little Boat Jack.
So it is the hottest day of the year.
Definitely.
Okay. Well, it's one of them, at least. But it's the hottest guy. We were just talking right before the show. It's like the hottest podcast day we've ever had.
Absolutely.
And there's a good chance that my computer's going to shut off at some point just because it's going to overheat. Unfortunately. But then I'll reboot it, and it'll be just, But if you listen to the podcast, you'll hear it in its entirety.
Right. Well, the other thing you're going to hear possibly is the air conditioner that's on in here. Mm-hmm. Typically, we'll turn off all fans, air conditioners, we'll shut the windows, but it's just too damn hot.
That's not happening today.
No.
I hear it.
It's okay.
I hear it in the background.
Forgive us.
On today's show, Guy,
yes,
are you excited about this particular episode? Usually we've got comedy writers, comedians, ugly guys that all hang out with each other in rooms and write comedy for television shows.
Possibly smell bad.
Yeah.
Bagel eaters.
Mm-hmm.
What? What is that supposed to mean?
In the writer's room, you have bagels.
Oh, okay. I thought you were...
What did you think it meant?
I thought you meant Jews.
I thought you meant Jews.
Oh, come on.
I thought you meant all comedy writers are Jews.
I wouldn't say that's true.
Well, not all of them. Just the funny ones. On today's episode... She isn't a comedy writer, but on Twitter she's a comedy writer. Would you say you write comedy on Twitter?
I would not say.
But
I'm a comedy writer.
You are funny on Twitter.
I'm a bagel eater.
Oh.
Yeah.
Me too. On today's show, maybe you've seen her on New York television and Los Angeles television. She's a reporter, Guy.
Yes.
From Fox Television here in Los Angeles. She's laughing. Did I blow it? Her name is Lauren Sivan.
Thank you.
And on Instagram, Idiot Sivan.
Right.
Oh.
You don't take yourself too seriously.
I do not take myself
But that's a
too seriously.
play on words, your last name.
Whenever people ask how you pronounce my last name, I always say it's like Idiot Savant without the T. So.
Were you ever picked on in high school or grade school? And was that something that
but
they used?
not for my name. There's plenty of other material for them to rip on.
Really?
Yeah.
Where'd you grow up?
New York. Long Island.
Long Island. Okay.
Long Island.
We're Jersey guys. I don't know if you knew that at all. So
I could tell by your accents.
You can?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. A lot of people say I don't have any accent.
Hoboken.
It's very
subtle.
It's subtle, yes, but just certain words.
It's like orange.
Well, we've
when you
lived
say
here
it.
a while,
Yeah.
so it's gone away, most of it.
Also, my mother was a speech pathologist, so
Aha.
I'm very good at picking up speech impediments. Not that you have any. We can get to that later.
I did have a lisp growing up a little bit.
Really?
Yeah, when I was in kindergarten, I had What? You give me a look.
I
like-
don't know if it's gone. That's all.
It is. I learned to keep the tongue in the back of its mouth.
When you do S's, do you actually? Are
No,
you
I don't think
aware
about
of
it anymore.
6 silly seagulls.
I was like 5 years old, and I specifically remember.
Oh, you can hear now. You hear that little
Let him go.
We'll just keep that in. I specifically remember that the lady would say after a while, she's like, "I think you're doing all right. Do you think you should keep going?" And as a kid, I'm like, "Oh yeah, sure, we should keep going." And then finally, like towards the end, I'm like, "Yeah, no, I think I'm good." And she says, "I've been waiting for you to say that for months." I went, "Oh, I could have just said fuck off all this time ago." And
You're like, yes, Miss
Yeah.
Sassafras. I'm feeling better.
Hey, my speech is perfect. Thank you. See you.
I didn't know that about you.
That's actually a lateral S. That's not a lisp
Right.
that you're doing right there.
I know.
So
Well-
I don't know what you had.
You're
but-
showing off.
I had this.
Yeah, that's the lisp. That's a
So you were a gay 4-year-old.
you were gay when you were a kid.
Looking back on it, I might have been a gay 4-year-old. Yeah.
Oh, my.
And they changed my voice, and
And
ever
now
since I like girls.
you do radio. I mean, that's pretty impressive to
Yeah.
go from a speech
I
impediment
guess so.
to yeah.
It's also pretty impressive to go from what did you start on News 12 in Long Island?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And to go all the way to Fox in L.A. How'd you even get the job in the first place on News 12 in Long Island?
Well,
Obviously, you were a
it wasn't-
journalism major, right?
Yes.
in school.
Yes, I was a journalism major. That wasn't actually my first job on air. That was my second, actually. I started in a little town called Elmira, New York, which no one's ever heard of. And then I got the job. I'm from Long Island, so I wanted to move back to my hometown. And
So you worked your way up, obviously.
I
through-
worked. Yes.
You go to school for. I went to school for journalism. I went to Rutgers, communication
It's a
and
good,
journalism.
good journalism.
And
program.
at some point, I said to myself, "Okay, yeah, this is probably not. I'm not going to be a reporter." But that was your aim, obviously, the whole entire time.
always wanted to be a reporter.
Was L.A. your ultimate goal?
What's interesting is I always wanted to be a reporter, but I got hired as an anchor at first, which was good because the more you're on the air, the more comfortable you get really quickly. But to me anyway, it was a little bit boring because you just sit there in the studio like this, actually.
You're talking
and you
head.
just read a prompter, yeah. And it's the same thing every day. But if you're a reporter, you're out there with the crazies. It's something new every single day, so I like it.
Who chooses the stories?
We have an assignment desk here that chooses the stories.
What is that? How does that work? Do you get to?
It's a surprise
so
every day.
It's
You
not
walk
like you
in.
get a stack of stories and then you get to choose. Oh, I want the
No, I mean,
world's biggest pizza.
Probably if I had seniority, I could probably choose. But I'm relatively new there. I don't know what I mean, literally, I come into work every day at 4 a.m, and I have no idea what I'm covering. I could be going to a arraignment at court, or I could be doing a trampoline workout. It's very difficult to get dressed in the morning because I have no idea.
We're big fans of the trampoline workout
Yeah.
segments that you do.
I'm not shocked to hear that. Yeah.
What is that like variety type reporting? Because I saw like you were on a motorcycle,
Yeah.
sort of on a motorcycle,
Right, barely.
But then the next day you were reporting on education.
Totally.
So
Yes.
it's not like
Jack of all trades.
like on Channel 5 they have that girl that goes every time she goes out she does something goofy.
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's what I love about LA actually. In New York, you're either the news person or you're the fun feature person, but they usually don't let you cross over. And here, it's just a free for all. I mean, anyone can cover anything.
Would you rather do
There's no
puff pieces? Or
credibility
do,
problem. I love the variety. I really do. I wouldn't want to do puff every single day,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't want to do depressing straight up news every day either. So.
do you ever? Can you recall a time where you went to work to obviously report on something? You went, "This is what I do for a living." Like, have you ever been like just upset by what you were sent to
Every
do?
day.
Really?
Every day I say that to myself. Either for good reasons or bad reasons,
Right.
but every day I question why what I do for a living.
Have you ever been going to a fun thing and then all of a sudden they're oh my god something horrible just happened, you got to get to the horrible thing, and then you get to the horrible thing and you're chuckling because you're thinking about the funny thing. You got to turn that on and off, right?
My chuckling?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? It was a bigger problem when I was an anchor and something would happen, and once you start laughing for some reason,
Yeah.
the more you tell yourself you're not supposed to be laughing, the funnier it is. And it's not a good habit to have. But out in the field, I don't think I've had that problem as much. more I've been in a bad mood and I'm supposed to be doing a fun, lighthearted story with like kids or something, and I'm
And it's 4
hungover
in the
and I'm
morning.
miserable and it's 4 a.m. and
So
I
it's
wanna kill
actually
myself.
happened that you've maybe done a story about a suicide or something awful,
Something
and
awful.
then you start laughing.
Yeah,
Really?
it's happened.
Here in Los Angeles or back home in New York?
I know it definitely happened at home in New York
Yeah.
multiple times. Here, I can't think of an example.
What happens when like, do you get yelled at by your boss, or is it, are there lots of calls about, Lauren's fucking up again?
There's lots of calls about Lauren. I don't know I don't know that it trickles down. No, here, like I said, it's kind of very loose and fluid, and I don't actually hear from my boss. So I'm just grateful that I don't hear anything, because usually if you're hearing from your boss, it's bad.
Sometimes it's a psychological thing. I listen to the Stern Show
Yeah.
often, and they have been playing a lot. There's this one woman, I forget her name, but she coughs all the time. She starts by clearing her throat. It's a tickle in her throat, but it's a psychological thing.
I've done that too. Choke on the air.
How do you stop doing that?
I stopped eating nuts. That was the problem.
Okay.
Because the nuts, like the shells of nuts, for some reason.
There she goes. She's chuckling. She's doing it.
It's and like as soon as you start choking, and then you have to expel the nutshell at some point, so you keep on coughing. There was a clip that Howard Stern used to play all the time. Paige Hopkins, I think, was the anchor at Fox News Channel in New York, and she was choking, and she had this minute news read.
Okay.
And they stayed on her the entire
Yeah.
time. Did not pull away. We thought we were all going to watch her pass, basically. No one helped her, and then the camera stayed on her the whole time.
Yeah, what-
and that's probably my worst fear. Oh, you like that?
Is this it?
Let's see.
Oh.
It's supposed to be.
This is our producer guy.
It's not a body. Hello, everybody. I'm Paige Hopkins. An
Oh, my
object
God.
investigators thought could be the body of Lacey Peterson turns out to be an anchor.
Uh-oh.
Divers pulled it out of the Berkeley
Here she goes.
Marina today. The 27-year-old pregnant woman.
No help. No help from her anchor friend.
Nothing. Nothing. Left out there to die alone.
It's
still going.
Really? So they're just... Oh, that's it. Wow.
I actually had that exact job at Fox News Channel. I was the overnight anchor, and you would read these, news cut-ins in the middle of the night. That was a depressing job.
I think you're not supposed to eat the shells of the nut. You're supposed to break the shells off and then
Yeah.
eat the insides.
Okay, they didn't come with instructions. No one,
And so,
one told
what
me.
about Fox? You work for Fox. Was that a deliberate choice? Were you looking to work for, or does it matter to you?
I got hired at Fox while I was in college as like a PA or whatever. And the network had just started that year, so no one really knew what Fox was, including myself.
Right.
No one knew what it was going to be. And people ask me this all the time, why Fox? Because you either love it or hate it.
Sure.
It's very, visceral. People have reactions to it. They'll either tell me, I only watch Fox. My TV's on Fox 24/7. I never watch anything else. Or they're like, I hate Fox. I will never watch you on TV because I don't want them to get any more ratings. And,
Right.
people are very... So I was hired when I was 19. I was like a PA, and I just... it was a news network. I wanted to work in news, and I just kept working my way up. And it was actually a really good company to work for. They were really good to their employees. And so I worked there. I was a producer for like 6 years before I left to go be a reporter.
So, how long have you been with Fox overall?
Oh, you're trying to figure out her age right now?
No, not at all. I know her.
It's
age.
available.
Yeah.
You're available to us?
It's my age
What?
is available.
Oh, your age is available.
Yes.
Well, that's not as fun as what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So, your personal political beliefs, do they weigh in at all as far as, do they matter when you're working at Fox?
They do to some, yes. I was not one of the people that it mattered because I wasn't... they have people whose opinions, that's their bread and butter, like a Sean Hannity or a
Sure.
Bill O'Reilly, and then they have, straight-up news reporters that go out and cover news like you would anywhere else. So
Right.
you're on one side or the other. They make it very clear if you're gonna... If you want to do straight news, then you're doing straight news, and you're probably not going to get your own show over there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But you're allowed to have an opinion. What if your
I think
opinion...
everyone's allowed to.
Okay, well, no, I mean, like, if your opinion is... If you're far left, and I think Fox is kind of on the record of being more of a
Conservative
or Republican-based news program, news network. But what are you? Do you have a? Who did you vote for in the last election?
A registered independent.
Yeah.
Isn't that boring? Yeah.
I think Roseanne Barr is on that ticket this year, or she was trying.
That's true. I think you're right. I think she's running an independent.
She was running as an independent. Yeah.
I thought she was going.
Did
green.
you guys listen to her roast? Pieces of her roast.
I have listened to pieces of the roast.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, her ex-husband shows up. It was the first time they've seen each other in almost 20 years.
Yeah.
And he roasted her.
It's great.
And she took it like a
She
woman.
was a champ. Yeah. She guffawed through the whole thing.
I think
it's pretty funny.
I mean, if you're going to be, and also the entire cast of Roseanne was there, so they all roasted.
Yeah.
Or maybe John Goodman wasn't there or something.
That airs tomorrow, no?
Yes, it airs this weekend.
I'm just asking like you're my TV
Check
guy
your local listings.
Yeah.
How would you
set my TV?
How would you fare in a roast?
You mean as the recipient?
Yes.
No, not well. It would be tough to fake laugh through the whole thing when I have a very thin skin when it comes to myself.
Do you have like girlfriends and guy friends that you're from the East Coast?
Yeah.
So we are born with the ball busting gene in our bodies.
I'm very good at that.
Yeah.
Not so good at taking.
So you can give it, but you can't take it.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I pretend I can, but
so you'd be great on the dais, maybe actually giving it.
be fantastic.
Right.
Yeah. But if I was sitting in that chair,
Not so much.
what about you? You're a Jew from the East Coast.
I am.
What?
I would be. The first 5 minutes would be great, but
Right.
then I think
It wears on
once
you.
they discover the thing that gets to me, I like a really good
Oh yeah.
comedian, a really good.
What's the thing that gets to you?
Oh no, we're not.
Well, here's the thing. It's funny that you bring that up, and it's funny that you don't even think about this. At some point, Nuzzy said to his Twitter audience, "Roast me."
Oh, yeah, I did that just to get followers, though. I didn't really expect them to.
And then he called me, and he's like, "People are saying some really mean shit about me."
they did.
And I said, "Nuzzy, you asked them to roast you." And he said, "I swear to God," he goes, "I was hoping they'd say nice stuff." I'm like, what are you looking for?
I don't remember saying
love
I
you.
was expecting
That's
you
not
to
a
say
roast.
nice. No, but I mean they're pretty awful people on Twitter.
Yeah. People are
You
awful on
asked
Twitter.
for it. You said, "Please make fun of me," and I'm not going to make any mentions. But from what somebody said, you actually changed your avatar.
What did somebody say?
Wow, this was really hit a nerve, huh?
They said that they saw like a receding hairline or something, and you changed your avatar because of it.
Oh, you know why? Because it starts at my forehead. My old avatar started at my forehead, so you couldn't even see any hair.
But it obviously had an effect on you, where you're like, "Oh, I need to change that avatar."
Well, it's been up there for a while anyway, so it was
time to change it. Anyway.
It was really time
No
for a change.
correlation.
Have you seen my avavar? It's pretty good looking.
I have seen your
It's a
avatar.
pretty good looking
The
avatar.
headphones are sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have a great one though.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
I'd like to say it was a felony, but actually, little trivia for you folks: if you're in the LA area and you take a tour of the Beverly Hills Police Station, at the end of the tour, they're like, "And this is the drunk tank, and this is where we take the booking photos." And I said, "Can I take a booking photo?" And they were like, "Yeah, I guess so." So that was a photo shoot.
That's awesome. though.
Yeah.
It looks so real. I know. I was actually looking up. Has she
It
ever
was
gotten
fun.
into trouble? Just to see if it was
A
real.
lot of people did. In fact, people were trying to get me fired. Like, there were a lot of media blogs. Like, how could they employ someone who's proud of her mugshot?
There is a photograph, I think you just tweeted it the other day, of you smiling in the mugshot.
Yeah, I mean, the poor police officers at the Beverly Hills Police Station were forced to take several photos of me.
They must have loved you, though.
I took photos of it, and then I got in the drunk tank, because it's actually probably the cleanest police station I've ever seen. But they were like, "Do not touch anything in there. You should get out. You're gonna catch something."
This is the Beverly Hills Police Department?
Yeah, the Beverly. I mean, if you are gonna get arrested, go there. Do it in their district. It is a beautiful police department.
I'm sure the police are happy
Yeah.
about that. Yeah, come on over and do crime.
More crime in Beverly Hills
Yeah,
is
right.
basically what
Well, I think that's why it's so clean. No one's ever in there. Nothing bad happens. But if you're gonna have to spend the night somewhere, it's lovely.
especially if you're a drinker.
It's probably cleaner than my apartment.
It's
I'm gonna
the
go out on a-
Four Seasons of drunk
Absolutely.
tanks. Wow,
Gary, you
5
haven't
star.
been there?
I have not.
Wow, shocking.
I
Have you taken a tour of drunk tanks? across
no,
Los
no,
Angeles?
no.
No, he just drinks a lot. So, I just thought
I'm sure I'll see one day.
Oh.
you've never been arrested for drunk in public. Have you ever been arrested?
No.
Oh, you haven't.
Has
Okay.
anyone here been arrested?
I've been arrested.
You have?
Yeah. Yeah, I have been arrested, but it was a long time ago, and we don't really talk about that.
What
but
was it for?
Murder one.
I had a little bit of marijuana on me.
You didn't realize she was underage.
Being honest.
That was it? A little bit of marijuana?
A little bit of marijuana.
And he was in New Jersey, and that was that.
Yeah, and I was in New Jersey, and
Yeah.
marijuana is not legal in New Jersey.
But how do you get through being in New Jersey without a little marijuana? I mean,
That's what he was trying to figure out.
Good
Yeah.
point.
Didn't
But
work out.
the Bricktown Police Department, not as clean as the
No.
Beverly Hills Police Department. I have asked them multiple times because I have gotten mugshot and fingerprinted.
did you
and-
say mugshotted?
Yeah, like what is that?
Mugshotted.
What is that? What is that?
Mugshot.
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 Yeah, mugshot.
Well, it's not fun. I did,
But
I
they
wa-
didn't have your mugshot.
I was
for
having
you.
I was having a very good hair day, and so I thought it would be cool to actually
Yeah.
have my mugshot.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't release it to me. But if I was,
You can get it now. Now it's public.
Yeah, it's been 20.
depends
It's
on
been
what-
over 20 years. So
I will find it, and
Wow.
you'll see it on Twitter soon.
That would be
would you really
awesome.
do that for me? That'd be great.
Oh yeah.
She has people.
Depends on how long ago you got it. I mean, it had to be digitally
20 years ago.
uploaded. Oh well.
No, they didn't have that. It was all like Polaroids.
Yeah.
This big pop went off and like something shot into the sky, and the guy was under a hood. And then he pulled a plate out. Anyway, what can you just say anything you want on Twitter and not have to worry about it?
You know, so Twitter, I started while I was at the Fox News Channel. I was there alone all night, really bored, like just waiting for like a plane crash or something to happen in the Middle East. Like it was a lot of sit around and wait. And so Twitter just became like this fun little side hobby, and I didn't really expect to, that people would associate me with the news or that they would connect it to or anything like that. And then I realized that it could be a liability at some point because I was a little too
Honest.
me on there. And it's actually, I think now, because I think attitudes about social media have changed, I think now it actually has helped me rather than hurt me, although I'm sure there are a few news establishments that are like, we do not want the girl with the mugshot working for us.
Yeah, and you don't have much of a filter either. Like you have said,
That's the greatest part about it, right? Because on the news, you really do have to put things through. If you can't say everything you're feeling and everything you want to.
Right.
So.
Read some of her tweets.
Oh, I don't. I'm not.
No. Her tweets.
What?
Why are you doing quotations
Yeah.
like that?
Air quotes.
We were going to make them up.
I'm not
You
an
guys didn't
improv
even,
guy.
but you didn't go over that.
No, I
Huh.
would have had to come up with something on.
This is shoddy production work
This
a
is.
little bit.
I mean,
huh?
he's calling me out for sweating. He's telling
I'm
me
sweating to death now. Ever since I said that about you, I'm dying.
Because here's the thing. Look, Gary, you and I, we're sitting sort of
Behind the thing,
the
yeah.
air conditioning, and Guy and Lauren are probably.
they're probably.
fine.
I'm wonderful.
It's probably they're frigid over there.
I am borderline chilly.
What's your favorite story that you got to cover? That you got to report on?
Oh gosh, my favorite story. Well, I mean, they're different types of stories. Obviously, I went to Israel,
Okay.
and when
So,
they were
I didn't
taking
say
Katyusha rockets from Lebanon. I mean, that was thrilling and an exciting story to be at.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like I don't think I have a singular favorite story.
You Jewish?
I am.
So that was 2006?
Yes,
The Lebanon
summer of
War?
2006.
So you were embedded? Is that what it was? Or did you just go and... How does that work?
We just went, and by the way, we did not have a big enough budget. Like, we should have had more security with us. And I'll do things that I don't really think through necessarily all the time. And I wanted to be where, I wanted to be. And I was advised against it several times. And then sure enough, like, we were a little too close to the action.
Really?
And I realized, like, we don't have the type of budget where I can really get on the front lines here. I better dial it back a notch.
Wow.
But yeah, no, I mean, you cover those types of stories that are history in the making and that kind of thing, and then you cover. I was on the back of a motorcycle last week with a stunt motorcycle rider who's probably like 21, and I was like, "Hey, you mind if I like get on the back of your bike for one of these live hits?" Sure, no problem. I didn't think he was going to do anything real dangerous with me on there, right?
He was doing wheelies and all kinds of.
I had no idea what. Yeah, I was just holding on for dear life. There's no seatbelt on there. Like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Is that a turn on? Did you get turned on a little bit?
If I loved it. It was exciting and it was so much fun. If I wasn't on live television, it was very, it's like I don't know how to explain it. It's like having an orgasm in public. Like you don't want everyone to see you at that moment when you're gonna crap your pants. You know. You're looking at me like very knowingly.
No,
right
no.
now.
I'm just. You said orgasm and that.
And then
you tuned
crapping your
out
pants.
after that. Totally zoned out.
And each thing, like there's the Israel thing, there's the sitting on the back of a motorcycle, but both give you a chance to almost die. Is that maybe what you're searching for? That like
the
near death
adrenaline.
experience?
Yeah. No,
Seriously.
I am. I don't know if I call myself a thrill seeker. It sounds a little corny, but yeah, I do love that kind of adrenaline, which is why I love the job. I love trying something new every single day and not knowing what to expect. And
Right.
you know, I like that variety of it. But I was definitely scared that I just kept thinking like my insurance definitely won't cover this if something happens to me. And I mean, this is my moneymaker right here.
That's
so
right,
I was
right.
like, do you have a helmet?
You're preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sorry, I was
you're in the
pointing at my
room.
face for those of you just listening, as was Gary.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both are delicate pieces of equipment.
It's very scary because you're not in control. Like you said, there's
Right.
no seatbelt,
and
and
yeah,
you're just holding on to a
I'm
stranger.
just hoping this kid knows what he's doing. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he could be my son. Like, pretty sure he was young enough to be my son.
He was hitting on you too.
A little bit.
Did he
but
call you
let's,
mommy?
Let's be honest, I was
Oh.
hitting on him too. I mean, you know, I definitely didn't want to offend someone that was doing wheelies with me on the back of a motorcycle.
Would you? So is 21 too? Is that old enough to be with you? Are you single? Or what's your relationship status? Are you dating somebody?
Yeah, I mean, I have a boyfriend, but he lives in New York.
Okay, so same guy that you've been with for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean that's well documented.
Right.
Well documented.
Well, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, so this.
It's on Wikipedia, so
Well, it's on. There's 100 websites that talk about it. So his name is.
Really?
Can we talk about that? Do you feel comfortable talking about your relationship?
I do. He's probably not comfortable.
Does he know about the Wikipedia?
He's like a
thing?
legitimate news reporter, so he probably has to worry about what's out there. about him.
It's Brian Williams, isn't it?
No.
Anderson Cooper.
Anderson Cooper.
Oh wow. Well, then there's more problems than just distance.
Yeah, I mean, it was weird. He just really wanted me to live on the other side of the country. Really encouraged that.
It's Rush Limbaugh, in case you didn't know.
Yeah.
So
You have a boyfriend who he's substantially older than you, though.
Substantially.
I mean, over a
Yeah.
decade older than you.
Yeah, he's stolen my youth.
So you like older men.
Yeah, I would say that.
And what has this distance? How long have you been living in Los Angeles now without him?
Oh my God, you're like my therapist. Not even almost a year. I moved here last September.
I mean, is it hard to do that? Is it
Yeah.
hard because you guys were together all the time? Were you living together?
He travels a lot though for work.
Okay.
For whenever stuff's going down, he'll leave for like 6 weeks at a time sometimes. So there was always a lot of travel involved.
Okay, so it's not like it's
Not an exciting story. I'll put it that way.
It's not.
No,
Move on.
I mean, you can.
Okay, look, I tried. It didn't work. We'll move on to something else.
who is your? Is there somebody you look up to in the industry that you want to be like?
You can. I mean,
See how I just jump topics
yeah,
like
that's
that?
what a segue.
Yeah. Who do you admire?
I admire, I think, multiple people because I don't think that I have a straight path where I would want exactly someone else's career. And I like you. I mean, you guys probably admire people too. Like, any comedian. Like some comedians go the sitcom route, and some comedians go. I mean, every news person kind of takes their own route too. I don't know exactly what I want to do. I really don't.
When
but
you were growing up as
I
a
like
kid,
what
do you
I'm doing.
remember like, oh, Roz Abrams, I want to be like her? Or
It was
I don't
definitely
just,
Roz
I just threw out. I don't know where Roz
Sue
Abrams came.
Simmons,
Sue
maybe.
Simmons,
Big
Warner
Simmons
Wolf.
Cat
fan.
Battle.
Yeah. I always did want to do the
I
Let's Go to
wanted
the
to
videotape.
be, yeah, I wanted to be a large black woman newscaster when I was growing up. That's
Were
what
you
I
so
dreamed
much in
of
common?
being.
Were you?
You're halfway
I'm
there.
still struggling. Yeah, I got the.
Do you? When you
Guess which end I got? Which half of that equation I got so far.
the whole Sue Simmons thing was kind of interesting. She.
Oh, I loved that. Loved it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I mean, for people that are not familiar, she I guess didn't realize that they were not off the air, right? And she was still live. And
I don't
she-
know if I'm disclosing more information than everyone in the public knows, but Sue Simmons, as far as I know, would go out for a nice liquid dinner in between her shows. And I think that's where it came from.
All right, so she was drunk on the air?
I'm not saying she was drunk on the air. I'm saying maybe she wasn't as aware
Right.
of when they were on or off the air. That's what I'm
At
saying.
11, paying more at the grocer, but getting less. We'll tell you how to get the most. The fuck are you doing?
Oh my goodness. Sue Simmons.
I could listen to that all day. It's like heaven.
Yeah, so Sue Simmons. So she says, what the fuck are you doing on the air?
Right.
And now she's no longer employed.
How to get the most?
I don't think that's why
The fuck are you
she's no
doing?
longer employed.
Got it on a loop, guy. Poor Sue Simmons. That's the kind of thing, because she had been a well-respected journalist, right? In the New York
Look
area.
how many well-respected journalists had meltdowns that get it. I mean, you've probably seen that O'Reilly clip.
Oh, yeah. That's a
one
really
of my
good
faves.
one.
Yeah.
And that's
Journalists are not always like robots. They're people.
They're
They
people.
make mistakes. Stuff happens, you know.
Have you ever said a 4-letter word or something that you shouldn't be saying?
Yeah, I have, and I'm glad no one, I don't think, picked up on it at the time when I said it. But that stunt motorcycle bike, not to keep bringing it up, but that would have been a time where a 4-letter word probably would have slipped out by
You were
accident.
mic'd at the time? on
But
that?
since I am a professional, I kept it clean.
You said Schnikes, I think. Right?
Holy
shnikes.
Schnikes
Wow.
did come out.
I could
It's
picture you saying
true.
that. When you were in college...
We just we have your transcripts.
You got really dug deep.
Have you? So you were never arrested. Have you ever done anything that you could have been arrested for?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a laundry list.
Wait, did we establish that she hasn't been arrested?
We established it.
Oh.
No arrests.
Are you having,
Yet.
Are you having a good time on this podcast so far?
Yeah.
It's all right.
That sounded a little bit less.
Sure,
than
why not?
effusive.
Yeah. Hey guys. Yeah, no, I'm having a good time. No, I didn't know what to expect. You know, to be honest with you, I was a little concerned that you were like, "Hey, come to my studio, which is actually my house, my apartment,
Right.
and all the windows are blacked out, and we'll do a little podcast." It's creepy a little.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But you're not alone. There's 4 guys in this
Right,
apartment.
but how am I supposed to? I mean, I've seen that you actually have a podcast.
And a
That was-
sheet.
Yeah, there's a sheet hanging across the door.
We really should put
It's really sexy
We
in
should put
here.
a blood stain on that. It'd be awesome.
It was that first girl who came on the podcast that really took a chance, you know? Like, she didn't know.
Right, you didn't even have anything there for her to watch and look at and be like, all right, I
Yeah.
guess.
But it was a reality star. So what are we gonna? What are we gonna do with her? Really?
What did you do with her?
She's in the back.
Yeah. She's buried underneath the couch right
Yes.
She's on the other
To quote
sheet.
your last podcast guest, Danny Zucker, sent me a direct message yesterday saying, you know, good luck tomorrow. You're probably going to be a little creeped out, but
Oh, wow.
they probably won't rape you. That was word for word.
That's the usual thing.
Why does Danny got to give away our secrets? That's messed up.
You know, quite frankly, it's just too hot.
That's true.
It's
You
too
guys are just
warm.
lazy.
Yes.
Frankly, I'm offended that you haven't even tried yet.
Come back in the winter, and you will be properly.
Gary moves much quicker.
Who would you want to least be raped by out of the 3 of us?
Oh, good question. Good question. Least be right by. Oh, I like how God
just
just
wanna
stood up straight
pose
there.
like- yeah,
I
I don't
want to
wanna
make sure
be-
I saw
I'm
your
the least
posture.
rapey looking.
I never win these contests. I hope it's me.
I would have said you, to
Yeah,
be honest,
thank you.
Gary,
Thank you.
because
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I get you. I have a mirror. I have a mirror.
also you're not wearing shorts, so I'm afraid to look at these two in case I catch a glimpse of sack or
hiding
something
everything,
in my
yeah.
in my face.
I'm sackless, but I wear long pants anyway.
And I wear boxer briefs.
So you want to
no
least be raped by Gary?
Oh wait, no, that was backwards. You're
Right.
right. Yeah. I
Oh,
would
you want me
probably if I had to be raped,
Oh,
I would probably prefer Gary.
God, that is.
Good for
I'm gonna get a
you,
pla-
Gary. I'm really happy for you.
I'm gonna get a plaque made.
Most
Yeah.
likely.
I'm gonna go to the Jewish engraver down in Beverly Hills,
It's huge.
Schomer Engravers, and I'm supposed to write what? What? Least?
No, most.
You raped?
I think he was picked most likely to rape in high school too, right?
Yep.
Oh, you got that.
Yep.
That was his
Yearbook.
award.
Yeah.
You're obviously a very pretty girl.
Thank
Do you have
you.
like you have a fan club?
Well,
Do you have stalkers? What do you have?
I mean,
There's a fine
I
line.
think 90% of my Twitter followers are,
Stalkers.
borderline fan club.
But no
If you want
official-
to call it that? I don't know if it's out there. They are a secret organization. I don't know about them.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sucks.
Do you have a fan club?
No, I just figured. You know, listen, I'm not gorgeous. Are
you
look at me.
suggesting that you would like to be the founder?
You know
of
what?
a
That's
fan
actually a
club?
really good idea.
We actually do have a stalker S fan. His name is Kush Soul, and he's on Twitter.
Yeah.
and he loves us.
Yeah. Okay. We have one. She has like 50,000 though, but you're not verified on Twitter yet. Somehow the Nuzzy is. I don't get that one.
That's plausible deniability right there.
Okay, so let's go on with that Twitter thing. Danny Zucker, you mentioned. I see you talked to Jenny Johnson.
Yeah.
Have you ever met either one of them?
Totally hanging out with the cool people on Twitter.
You are. Who else?
I met
who
both
else?
of them.
You did?
That was probably the apex of my Twitter.
When was that meeting?
That wasn't the Cheney one, was it?
No, I was not there for the... it was Newt Gingrich,
Yes.
I think.
Oh, was it Newt Gingrich?
Yeah.
Oh.
I was not there for that. I do not know why.
Was it during that same visit, though?
No, no, it was a while back, actually, when I was relatively new to the area, and someone asked me if Andy Levy on Twitter, actually, was coming to LA, and he was like, do you want to come to this tweet up with me? And I was like, you are such a loser. No, what is that? That's horrible. I would never do that. And then he told me who was going to be there, and I was like, I might show up. And sure enough, I walk in, and it was like a crazy dream. It's like everyone you love on Twitter and you follow sitting at one table, all having beers together. It was just heaven. I mean, I walked in, and I was like, this is too good to be true. Yeah, and I got to meet them.
That's
there.
awesome. Who else was there?
Let's see. It was Danny Zucker, Jenny Johnson, and Morgan Murphy. Nacho Sarah was there. She's hilarious. God, David. What's his last name?
That guy.
Who
Yeah.
else?
Some guy named David was there.
If you had a number one person on Twitter that you're
Eli
like, they're my-
Braden. Eli Braden. Was
Oh,
there.
Eli was there. Okay.
Well, how come we weren't invited to this thing?
Seriously.
I didn't
those
even
are-
know about you back then.
We know all those folks.
Who is
Andy
your number?
Richter.
Who's your
What?
favorite on Twitter? Who do you think is the funniest, or you're just the person that you love when they tweet every time? Other than me, of course.
I mean, I should probably say Danny Zucker because I know he'll be offended if I don't. But no, he is. He's fucking. I mean, every tweet he says
Danny's amazing.
He doesn't miss.
does not miss.
No. He's the Kobe Bryant of Twitter.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
You know who's good on Twitter is Live Strong.
Who's that?
It's Lance Armstrong. He tweets about causes and stuff,
That's your favorite?
Hilarious.
and he's a bike guy. He rides bikes.
Okay, so
I would say that writer Gary Janetti
Yeah, he's
is
funny.
one of the
funny.
funniest people I've ever. Yeah.
Are you familiar with the Dad Boner?
I've glanced at dad boners in general. Is that also an address on Twitter?
It's a very funny man who has created a fictional character named Carl Wiesen from Flint, Michigan.
Uh-huh.
And he tweets as if though you know him and everybody in the tweets. And the individual tweets themselves are not funny, but collectively they tell a story.
Wow.
You've got to get into some Dad
Can we
Boner.
discuss this for a moment? There are a lot of guys I meet, particularly here in LA, who say, if you follow me on Twitter, that's just my character. Don't take everything I say seriously on Twitter. That's a character I'm playing.
so people say that. I've said that.
Sure, I've said that too.
I've
But
said
that's
that,
to
yeah.
give you carte blanche to do anything
no,
and
that's
be your horrible self.
I think that's so when they tweet about having a girlfriend or tweet about, like they don't want girls to know, or they don't want, I don't know. That's my impression, because every time I hear that I have a character on Twitter, they're either talking about like banging chicks all the time, or it's something that they don't want girls to think that that's what they're really like. But my suspicion is your character is probably the real life.
Maybe you're subconscious too. Speaking.
Exactly.
You are.
Thank you.
You're right in that respect. I say, like, I don't have my own picture up there. I have a cartoon picture of myself, and obviously, I have my own personal Twitter that has like 21 followers and stuff. But I consider my Twitter a character, and it is because I say awful things, and I don't want people to judge me based on the awful things I say.
But that's the real you, is it not?
Yeah, it is.
So your other one is a character. The other one is, hey, I'm normal.
Right, in case like I go for another job and they background check me, they find
That's it.
Well,
my real one.
Now you know why I'm not verified.
There you go.
But Alex Sulkin said he's a character.
You lie on Facebook and tell the truth on Twitter.
Yeah, that's
So your
actually
mom-
pretty accurate. Yeah.
No, I pretty much do the same thing. What I do on Facebook is just put my non-dirty tweets. That's really it.
You
for the
take
most part.
you take your tweets and you PG rate them and put them
Clean
on
them up.
Facebook.
Right, yeah. If there's anything, there's no masturbation or penis or... I mean, and some of them I'm really proud of, even though they say, like the hurricane one. I like the one I just did, not hurricane, but earthquake one I did this week. Which
What was that?
The one about you having sex with an earthquake?
I said earthquakes are like penises, people only care
That
if
was
they have a
one of
big
the greatest tweets
Thanks.
I've seen.
I wanted to put that on Facebook, but I'm not going to put... Just because it has the word penis in there, I'm not putting it on Facebook. That's
I
just me.
posted it on the Fox News website. I hope you didn't
Did you?
mind.
That's cool. No, I don't mind at all.
Yeah.
Did you just say that one of Guy's tweets was one of the funniest tweets you've ever seen?
I saw it. I sent it out. I thought it was really funny.
Did you guffaw?
I LOL'd.
Did you LOL?
I think I LOL'd.
It is
Little
true,
bit.
though, if you think about it, because at least with my parents call me up every earthquake. Do your parents do this by any chance?
I've never experienced an earthquake, to be honest.
We just had a 4.0.
Yeah, but
Slept
nobody
through
doesn't matter.
Nobody felt those here.
There could be
Those
like
don't count.
a 2 in San Francisco. My parents are like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "You don't feel them unless they're like right there with you." But there was just one in Iran that was like 6 point something,
Right.
toppled buildings. I went through a 6 point something at work, and it made some like cracks in the sheetrock at work, but made me think today when I saw that on the news. I was like, pretty lucky people, like their whole buildings collapse at a 6.5, and ours like get a little crack in the wall. Pretty interesting stuff.
They don't
no?
have the same building codes there.
That's
I think
true.
That's what we're all learning.
What do you think about the whole Iran thing? You think Israel's going to bomb them soon? Like how I throw in real news for a second?
Yeah, I'm glad we went straight from penis size to my viewpoint on
This
the
is how
Middle
we do
East.
it.
Do I think Israel? I think that Israel is going to do what Israel has to do. I think that Ahmadinejad has amazing fashion sense. I love his members only stuff. It's like retro. He's almost like hipster at this point.
That's right. He'd like live in Silver Lake if he came out.
Right.
Just being able to successfully pronounce his last name is actually...
Ahmadinejad.
Yeah, it's pretty...
I had to say it a lot at one point, so I came up with a little device.
Really?
I'm a dinner jacket. If you think that in your head, you can say, I'm a dinner jacket. I'm a dinner jacket. It helped.
See, I'm the kind of person where that just is going to stick with me forever.
Right. Now you will always think of I'm a dinner jacket when
Yeah.
we see him. You're welcome.
Yeah, Guy
You're welcome,
still-
listeners.
Guy can still, word for word, do AT&T commercials from the 1980s.
Yeah,
So,
it's ridiculous. I have problems.
it's one of those Rain Man type things, but
yeah.
he's not... Guy, he is definitely...
I'm not special needs.
He's not special needs, but he has the brain of a special needs
Capacity.
In some respects.
Rain
Yeah,
Man.
he has that. He has that Rain Man thing going.
Yeah.
It's great though.
Thanks.
I mean,
I always think that I could do so much more with my brain if somehow I could like delete the files I have in there, like saved rap lyrics from the 90s or something.
Right.
I should be using that brain power for something else.
Ooh, maybe that's the karaoke song that you sing
What
today.
kind of rap do you
Maybe
like?
some rap.
Does everyone have to sing on this?
No, you don't have to sing. It's too hot to sing.
It is too hard.
You know, I was actually...
It's so borderline painful too for you. I mean, I just don't want you guys to drop off an audience.
Do you have a lot of good friends here in Los Angeles?
What do you mean by good friends?
Like, growing up in New York,
Besties?
growing
Yeah.
up in Jersey and living in New York, I've got most of my solid
Right.
good friends are living on the East
Coast.
Coast. But here I've got, because I've spent years now living in Los Angeles, I've gotten some good friends here.
Yeah,
How about
we're
you? You're here 1 year.
So friends.
Well, would you guys consider yourself good friends now with me? Now that we've had this intimate talk,
Aw.
can I consider
Yes.
you good friends?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Are we in an
Is that
inner
how it
circle type thing?
I think so.
Well, we like each other's Instagram pictures. I think that is the first step.
I do love your Instagram. I mean, he knows now to send out a warning text message to me because I was getting so angry. He's constantly drinking every afternoon, like around the corner from my house. Never invites me. So the other day, you actually said, "Hey, P.S. I'm at the Saddle
You're
Ranch.
going to see a picture
You're
of
going
me
to see
at
it
the,
in
so you
5
might-
seconds, so I don't want to hear an angry
Why didn't you invite
complaint."
her?
Why
He
are you at the
did.
Saddle
He
Ranch?
did.
I did. She blew me off.
He's a very. You're like a speed drinker or something. I mean, you're there and you're gone. Like
No, look, when I went out with Panic at the Disco's drummer,
Name dropper.
Spencer Smith, and reality star Elvis Strange.
Is
But
that your cousin for real?
Yeah. So-
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
Fantastic.
But we were there for like 4 hours, So by the time you saw the
Right.
picture, it was at the tail end. And I had had so many beers, like 3 beers, and I was wasted.
Whoa! Look out!
Yeah.
Look out!
I'm a lightweight. But they give, at the Saddle Ranch, they give you shots every, couple of hours.
Really?
So, no, I mean, every hour they brought out, a round of shots for us.
And then you had some crazy new drink, right?
I had some beers. I was drinking
No, but you were
beers.
telling me about your black and what?
Tanner.
Oh,
Blue?
no, it was it's called the Black and Blue. So, it's not a crazy new drink. It's Blue Moon with Guinness.
That's different.
Yeah. Wow. Change it up.
I changed it up a little
Crazy.
bit.
Try that.
Crazy.
Maybe we should go get some drinks after
Delicious.
this.
Are you into
We
that?
probably should have drunk before this,
Yeah,
but
that's true.
Sure.
Gary did.
That yeah.
Well,
Did you pregame?
I'm still drunk from last night.
Sweet.
When? Well, anyway, that's the.
So you and I actually met on Twitter. I mean, the only reason I'm here is because of Twitter, right?
That is right. I saw there was some conversation between you and Danny Zucker.
Right.
Somehow, maybe I inserted myself
You
into
horned
the
in. Totally horned in.
Is that against the law to do that?
No, that's how you meet new friends.
Okay.
Because I would love to meet anyone that other people that you like who are friends with. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
wanna-
But a lot of times, though, those kind of like Danny Zucker, Jenny Johnson, somebody else things, you can't get yourself in
Right.
there. How'd you get in there?
I didn't. They didn't respond to a thing I said. Nobody ever responds to me on Twitter. Nobody
pushed
pays
himself in.
attention to what I guess.
we didn't respond.
I made enough of an impact that she at least
Followed.
got the follow.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
So you made a joke or something that was.
I'm not exactly sure. Or sometimes, my other move is sometimes I'll just star stuff. Like if I know that there aren't a lot of stars, I'll star enough of their stuff, and then they'll say, "Oh, this guy
has good taste.
This guy has good taste. Let
Yeah.
me see. Oh, he's a verified celebrity.
Oh my
On Twitter,
goodness!
he's got a check mark.
Podcast, sign me
What?
up.
He produces the Andy Dick podcast. What?
Check out his Instagram.
Holy
Drinks
shit.
beer, the whole thing.
Takes pictures with reality stars and drummers. I want to follow this guy.
Yeah.
And I want to do his podcast.
And that's the Nuzzy on Instagram. What are you?
I'm
you're-
actually honored that I'm here because
Idiot Sivan, right?
have you had a lot of news reporters? in
No.
You'd be our first.
Yeah.
Oh.
Our first news reporter.
Oh,
We've had
breaking news.
journalists. Have we?
What does that mean?
I don't know. Well, just people that report on things. Like, do you, like you're a journalist, right?
Well, then all of us are
Yeah.
journalists if I'm reporting on something to
You
you.
know, we've got Marsha Clark coming up in a couple of weeks.
Well, she's a different.
I met
she's
her
a
on
different breed.
Instagram, on Facebook.
No, I know. That's a
Twitter.
bizarro story. She is now part of that crew. She hangs out with all those guys, and
She says some crazy shit on Twitter.
yeah,
Like I
love
couldn't
her.
believe what a woman with her reputation, and she's talking about cum and sperm. And
Really?
stuff.
I guess I missed
Yeah,
that.
like 2 days ago, she tweeted something. I was like, what? Did somebody like hack her Twitter or something? I couldn't believe it.
I like how you're so shocked by her, and yet you totally expect it from me. You didn't see.
Well,
You don't-
you're a fun gal, you know. You're not like a stuffy lawyer. Like that's what I would expect.
Oh, that's what you expected from Marsha
Yeah,
Clark.
that's what I would expect.
Okay.
What kind of hours do you work?
My alarm goes off at 2:30 in the morning,
God.
and I'm usually at work by 4:15 or so.
So do you like? Okay, so I work at 6. I know
Yeah.
you're like, ooh. I go to bed by 10 o'clock at night. What time you have to have like? I
Yeah,
have to go to bed
it's
by
brutal.
what 8?
7.
You go to bed at 7 o'clock.
I
at
don't
night?
always fall asleep at 7 o'clock at night. I try and get in bed or be close to bed at 7.
Do you take
7.
Ambien or anything?
Yes.
You do.
Well, sometimes you have to. It's I mean, especially now, it's so sunny out, and there's like birds chirping. I mean,
Right.
it's not bedtime yet, and it's hard to fall asleep at that hour. Force yourself.
When you do that regularly, do you then like on the days that you're
crazy.
off? Do you wake up at weird hours on days like it's like
Yeah.
oh shit, it's 4:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
what am I
all the
doing wide
time.
awake? Oh,
Yeah, when did you
All the
wake up?
time.
Today's a Saturday. When did you wake up today?
Before 6, around 6,
And that's
maybe. that was
sleeping
sleeping
in.
in. That was sleeping in. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of sleep, which I think is the reason I make a lot of bad decisions in the morning, about about safety concerns or what not to laugh at. I mean, you're just kind of in a coma all day. You're a little bit tired all day.
Yeah.
When did you say your work day ends?
She didn't.
Oh, okay.
I have okay, so my last report is usually at noon, but depending on where it could be out in like Victorville or it could be in Santa Monica. So it's wherever it is. I
And you
have to
drive
back.
yourself out there, or you meet up at the station and
No,
then you go
I,
out with the camera.
I go with the cameraman in the van. It's actually like a weird. I mean, when I sit and think about it, like I sit in a van all day with this guy.
Same camera guy every like
no,
you. Okay, so
they
it's-
rotate.
Are there any that you don't want to like? Are they all cool, or is it like, oh fuck, Bill, damn it?
You know what? I won't name names. And I love him. He's actually a really great cameraman. But when I first got here, it was the first story I had ever worked on with him. We're sitting in the van, waiting in between live shots. I had my iPad with me. This is the first time he's met me. Can I borrow your iPad? Yeah, sure. I just want to look something up. Oh, okay, no problem. Next thing I hear is a woman orgasming, climaxing. Are you watching porn? Oh, yeah. My friend's a director, and I'm just checking out some of his work. This is 6:30 in the morning, and I'm like, can you just like turn that down or something? I'm trying to write.
Put some earbuds in, please.
Trying to write about this homicide. It's slightly distracting.
Did that really happen?
That really happened. I mean, to this day, I still give him crap about it because it was so amazing to me, though, at the time. I'm like, this guy's got some set of balls on him.
Meanwhile, his friend is the best porn director in the
that's
business.
true.
So, joke's on you.
And you knew he had some.
It was incredible work.
You knew he had some set of balls on him because he was participating with the.
To watch porn in front of a coworker who's a stranger also that loudly takes chutzpah.
Is that sexual harassment?
I'm sure if I, reported it, they would not be.
There it goes. I told you the video was going to shut off at some point today.
Whatever. You know what? I don't look that great today, so I'm actually happy about that.
No, but you do.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gary.
Is that what you wanted us to say?
Kind of, yeah. That's actually too long a pause right there.
I know.
Like a pregnant pause.
Exactly.
You should have jumped in a little sooner.
I rolled my eyes. I thought you'd notice.
So is this guy with the iPad, is he like old, cantankerous guy that's been doing it forever, or is it like a young dude?
I love him. He's really a great photographer. He's probably like the best photographer they have there. No, I hope no one listens to
Yeah, no one listens.
So it
Don't
makes
worry.
up for...
Did she just say, I hope nobody listens to your podcast?
No one, I work with.
Yeah. Well, they follow you on Twitter, and you will be retweeting the.
And then, of course, Monday at 6 a.m. you'll start the news with your great experience with us over the weekend. And give
I
out
should
the
probably just
iTunes.
do my live report from here.
Yeah.
We are standing live.
Well, you'll probably still be here.
Yeah, taped up in the closet.
Right next to.
You'll have company. Lots of people.
So, and just to close this out, what time do you finish work? Like 2:00, somewhere around there?
I mean, yeah, by 2:00 I'm usually
that's
done.
great.
Is there preparing for the next day at that point, or is it just like I'm
No.
exhausted? You go home and what? Just get ready to give dinner at 3 and
usually
go to
it's
bed?
whatever the news is the next day.
How is
so.
that great? It's 8 hours plus the drive time, and that's a long
Well,
time.
I'm thinking your day is over. You're home by 12.
I do
or
like
2.
it though. I mean, because in California, as opposed to New York, it's gorgeous out every day. So you do have like the rest of the afternoon.
Right.
Do you find yourself taking advantage of it, or are you just too?
No, I
exhausted?
sit on my couch and watch TV.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you just watch Judge Judy,
But it's like, wow, look how beautiful it is outside while I watch
Man,
TV.
I wish I motivated to do something. Yeah.
So you moved out here, 2011, which is
Yeah.
not too long ago. As a reporter, you get to go all over the place.
Right.
Do you like tour? Have you done the touristy thing in California?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you do that, and you kind of know your whole area.
Yeah, I know better than most people that live here because a lot of people that live here only stay in their one little zip code.
Right.
A lot of times, so I've been to places that many people haven't. I mean, I'm very fortunate with that job because you learn a place really fast from having to go to crazy places.
Would you rather report live from Lebanon or Compton?
Good question. I think it depends.
Or maybe
on,
Syria right now.
on what I'm reporting on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe from London. Maybe you report from the. Anybody that you work with, are they covering the Olympics in London? Do you not?
It's NBC, so
Oh, that's true.
Right.
yeah. My friends at NBC are, but not. I mean, people that I work. with.
Is there jealousy a little bit? I would want to cover the Olympics. I think that's.
Would you?
I think that's the cool gig.
See, I love the Olympics, but aren't we all kind of out of steam now? At this
we're
point?
done with rowing. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Rowing can stop.
Rowing can
Yeah.
stop.
Yeah, they
and
just
also like
get out of the
volleyball
water.
on prime time. That can stop all.
Well, I understand that.
I like
mean,
the volleyball.
The back shots, the rear ends, and the beach volleyball teams are pretty amazing.
they must work out.
You think?
A lot of working out.
You think?
I think so.
Really going out on a limb there.
What country
jumping
have you
up
been rooting for?
assumptions.
Was it mostly America, or are there other countries that you're really hoping to win?
Israel.
Israel? You pulling for Israel?
No, I mean, I've been rooting for like the Cameroon guys. I'm
Why?
a big fan. I don't know. I'm just making shit up here. There was that
Botswana. I would like to see them take home.
Botswana.
There was that really cool move of the guy with the blades. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
That guy sucks. He comes in last every time.
Yeah.
That's the only reason they're letting him compete. I'm convinced. If
Yeah,
he was
like-
winning it every time, then they would really put their foot down. No pun intended about those blades. Seriously.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
It's like barely a controversy because he's not winning.
he cut off his fucking legs and he got into the Olympics and he sucks.
Aw.
He's in last place.
No, what they say though is the way that he has to like take off in
That's
the
great, guy.
Olympics. is
You can
different.
come in last place in that event.
I totally could.
It would take a few days longer, but anyway.
I don't know. I thought it was an inspirational story. There have been a couple of them. There's like one lady that's like, it's her 6th Olympics, I think, in gymnastics. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
She's like an old, I don't know, old school Russian chick.
6 Olympics?
I'm serious. Yeah, look it up.
She's got to be what, in her 40s or 50s.
Yeah,
Good
like
for her.
40s, I think. And yeah, with a kid and
Again,
story.
not winning though, is she?
I
Right.
don't know, but she's like one of those that's the inspiration for a whole bunch of young kids. So
She goes out onto the on the floor exercise. She just goes out there and lays down.
She's like, I'm here.
I made it. Yeah,
I made it.
The backstory is supposedly that her kid had like leukemia, and she must be like a single mom, and she kept doing this in order to keep her kid alive. So there you go. Way to make fun of it, guys. Don't you feel like jerks now?
I don't know her. I never will. I'll never meet her.
There's a sobering reminder.
I'm inspired. I don't know about the rest of you.
Let me ask you let me ask you some questions about things that are newsworthy. Newsworthy
Okay.
topics.
All right, let's go.
But things that I would watch, almost like TMZ style newsworthy stuff.
Go for it now.
Bullshit.
Now I know.
Snoop Dogg is Snoop Lion.
Right.
What are your thoughts on Snoop Lion?
I mean, why is he just discovering Bob Marley now? That was weird to me.
For a guy who
Right?
smokes pot a lot, you think he'd
You think that
hear some
he
of
would have been well aware of
Yeah.
Bob Marley before this? Yeah, it's a little odd.
Is it a PR thing for him? Guy, what do you think?
He looks like a lion more than a
He
dog.
does.
True?
I would think that no, he seems to be pretty legitimately serious about it.
But are people taking him serious, though?
Were we taking him serious before?
Well,
Is
I
that
mean,
what
we were taking him
changed
serious.
His
here?
parents were Lauren.
Were they? Were they?
I don't know.
I don't even think anyone in his family takes him seriously. I mean, I don't know anyone that takes him seriously. You're right. I
Son,
think
what are you
part
doing?
of this
Smoking
was-
pot, Ma. All right.
Yeah,
As
it
always.
seems to be a running theme. He seemed to really make a name for himself, and that he's constantly getting arrested other places too. Can't he just get like a diplomatic pass at this point? Everyone knows
Him and Willie
he
Nelson.
likes to smoke pot.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Stop arresting.
But now
these
he's
dudes.
doing it for his religion. So it's actually he's supposed to now. This is what he does, and
Yeah.
he makes reggae music.
Great.
I feel
don't
like
buy
you
it.
have an opinion on this
Yeah.
that you're not sharing.
Well, no, I don't have an opinion. I have no opinions on this show. No,
good,
I
good
think
topic.
No, it's
good topic.
well, it's interesting to me because you spend 20 years or 30 years in one style of music, and instead of just crossing over, you have to change your whole name. You wear the reggae gear. You have to put a whole thing.
Remember that
together.
country singer? What's
Garth
his name?
Brooks.
Thank you.
What about-
Turned into Chris. What's his
It's like
name?
Chris
Like
Haynes.
Chris
and-
Haynes. What
like
was
Chris
that?
Haynes.
That was weirder, frankly.
But he was doing both at the same time. That was definitely a character, and I
How
think
come Puff Daddy can go be P Diddy and nobody says a fucking thing about it? Though?
well, because he's not changing his entire life. He's just changing his name.
oh, that's okay.
What about Prince
Yeah.
when he changed
The symbol.
to a symbol?
Yeah, but he continued doing the Prince thing. Like he didn't say, "I'm changing everything about
I
myself."
see what you're saying.
That's your problem. So I thought this was going to be like more rapid fire. No.
I didn't say that.
Oh.
That was an assumption.
Yes.
Yeah.
We landed a robot on Mars. Did you
The
report
Mars
on that?
rover.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not me personally, but one of our reporters. Yeah, because
It's an exciting moment. I saw a bunch of it was like the Super Bowl for nerds. Everybody, I was watching the thing, and they all
nerds were so excited. I mean, that group. I'm not trying to knock nerds. I think we need more nerds, frankly. But the group of men that were they were all making like a chain hug and like jumping in unison and ejaculating
Hands
in
across America.
unison or whatever. If you look at that group, I mean, that's exactly who I pictured was behind the Mars rover. I mean,
Can you be?
I couldn't have made more of a
stereotype?
stereotype. Yeah, exactly.
But didn't we land a robot on Mars once before?
Yeah, we did.
So what is? I don't understand what's
It
so
got
special.
stuck. Don't you remember?
Right.
And just died.
It
was
wasn't a
shitty.
success.
Okay.
This one was.
So now we're getting pictures back from Mars, and it looks like
It looks
It's like-
exactly what you would expect.
Yeah.
It's like a
Right.
great picture of rocks and shit and sand.
Right.
Before it was like a good picture.
what are we trying to accomplish on Mars?
Well-
are we looking for was there ever life on Mars?
We just want more storage space.
Dave, they're
I'm
not.
pretty
They're
sure.
not. They're not telling the stupid people yet. You're gonna have to wait. I know, but what's the name of the rover? It has
Curiosity.
oh, Curiosity.
Yep.
And then everybody on Twitter were making jokes about how it landed on a cat.
Right. It's terrible.
That's awful.
Yeah.
I was saying on Twitter, why weren't there more like by Curiosity jokes?
See, that's funny.
Probing Mars. Huh?
Do you ever check into Twitter with a funny tweet and go, "Hey, has anybody done this yet?" You know how to do that?
Yeah, well, I mean, for example, that tweet, I would have assumed that someone had done it already. So I just said, "Hey, why aren't there more jokes about this?"
So, I mean,
I'm
did you
sure
actually
it's done.
physically look up by Curiosity? Or
No, I
you
didn't.
did
go
not.
there. Do you
Okay.
look them up before you?
Well,
Post
sometimes
them?
if I have a pun or something, I'll look it up and just to make sure that nobody else did it.
Huh.
Yeah.
I find a lot of stuff, like when I'm looking for news, I use Twitter a lot on the news to find out, like if I'm at a location where something happened, a lot of witnesses will post on Twitter, like just saw this crazy car accident, and it's a good way to find people.
Yeah.
But it's also a good way to find amazing people on Twitter, that just either spell horrifically and are criticizing someone else or, that kind of stuff. I mean, I love that.
How smart is that, though? So then you can go, hey,
Yeah,
I want to talk to
yeah.
you about what you just... Wow.
Hey.
Well, they have
Really
like
amazing.
Beverly Hills scanner and LA. You on those Los Angeles police scanner?
Right. Yeah,
Some
yeah.
guy just
I follow
reports
all
like
those.
there's a dude jacking off in the fountain in front
Right,
of
but what
Do you
She's
guys
saying
follow
is-
WeHo Daily?
Yeah,
I don't
that's
know who
the one.
Yeah.
He's funny.
So he's
Yeah.
really funny, and I love.
he's like in on the joke of West Hollywood.
Yeah, exactly. But it's great.
That was
But that's how we find a lot of news. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know how real reporters do it, but that's what I do.
here. I'm here at the jacking off incident at the pavilions.
Guy's got his pants down around his ankles. Sir, will you speak to us for a moment?
I need you to stop masturbating so I can ask you a question.
Sir, we are live now. Put that away.
I'm almost there.
You don't even know where to go.
We're going to toss it back to you in the studio.
Toss it.
Toss it right now.
And your camera guy is all, wait a second, let's watch some more of this.
Your camera guy's
Camera's like, I'm
Well,
rolling
he's
on this.
filming it anyway.
Rolling on it. Yeah.
he has both the regular camera and his personal camera.
His iPhone.
Can I borrow your iPad again for a second?
Exactly.
You mentioned Bi-Curious.
Where are we going?
You know exactly where we're going.
Look,
Go on.
I have to ask the question.
Yeah.
Because this is...
It's required.
It is required reading. I've asked Jenny Johnson this.
Okay.
I've asked Jenny Mullen this. I've asked Danny Zucker this. Has there ever been a bisexual moment in your life?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
When did that occur?
Which time?
Oh. So is this like a known thing? This
No. It is now, I guess. No, I mean, I
It's
don't
just
know.
something fun to do.
I think I went to college around the same time you all did, and I think every girl has had a few under her belt.
That's where those girls were.
Yeah. I
Under
don't know.
Gary's belt.
Under Gary.
That's where he
No wonder we
hides
couldn't
them.
find
That's
them.
where he hides them.
Yeah.
So how does that happen? Is it like just a drunk, like after a party? Or is it
Oh,
like,
how does that happen?
Yeah.
Can you wait? Slow down.
Some guy you like saying, you know what would be so hot? And you're like, okay, that sounds hot. And then the whole time while you're in it, you're like, oh my God, she has better boobs than me. She has better abs than me. I'm not. Oh my God, he's way more into her than me. That's how they all
Wow. So
started and ended.
it was a three-way. You had a three-way, is what we're discussing here.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Two-
You asked if
two
I had a
girls.
bisexual experience.
Yeah, but you just said that you've seen her boobs, and now he's more into her.
Well,
It sounds to me
he
like-
could just be watching, can he?
Oh, okay.
Yes to all questions.
There
I
we
guess.
go.
There we go.
You seem a little uncomfortable talking about this.
I'm not a comedic writer. I work
It
in
doesn't-
news,
yeah.
so I do worry sometimes.
Okay.
That I cross the line.
There's no line there. I mean, look, it's human. It's human
Right?
nature.
No, I mean it's fact.
Yeah.
I'm not reporting any fiction here.
You already
so
did it.
It happened.
You already did it multiple
I'm not
times.
ashamed.
Right.
Well, you shouldn't be ashamed. It's a beautiful
Life.
thing.
It was beautiful.
If I was a woman,
I hate
would.
that girl still, but
Was she
I'm sure she's fat and has like a cesarean scar now,
She-
which makes
for
me feel
sure.
better.
Was she a good kisser?
Yeah. I don't even remember. I mean, college was kind of a blur to begin with, but it was a very insecure time for some of us. Myself.
Why? Why would it be insecure?
I think my whole 20s I was just really, really insecure. I did not have clearly the boobs or the ass I wanted in school. And
And you grew into your body.
I found someone who accepted me
Mm-hmm.
for it, yes.
Look, I mean, I wouldn't say there's anything wrong with the way you look.
Thank you.
You know,
But you guys can discuss this after I leave if you want to critique.
Oh,
that.
Well, yeah.
No
Yeah.
worries.
there
No
are a lot.
shit.
Already done.
Look, there are a lot of websites and YouTube.
Yeah, right.
Sites or
Stuff.
whatever. Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
stuff about you, about your legs, about the clothes you wear,
Yes.
about your feet. There are people that
I
just
know.
report on or just
They just put
do
clips of my
clips
feet.
your
It's so
Are you
freaky to me.
serious?
Yeah. Lauren Sivan foot arch. Google it. Good times.
Yeah.
Wow.
Someone sent that to me. Yeah.
Wow.
I know. I never thought I would make a name for
So
myself
they're good feet then, obviously.
Well, it's not my best asset. Let's be honest. I mean, I'm surprised they went there.
Some people are just feet people.
Some people are into feet.
Yeah.
It's a thing. It's a thing. Believe it or not.
This is what pissed me off. Some people are into stockings. I didn't know that was a thing.
Oh, that's a thing. Ask
or
your
like
ask
better
your cameraman.
yet pantyhose to be specific. And they put me on this pantyhose website, but I wasn't wearing pantyhose.
Did they put them on you?
No. They were like Lawrence Sivan in sexy pantyhose, but I wasn't wearing pantyhose.
Well, that's the ultimate compliment.
Yeah, totally.
They call it Lawrence Sivan foot arch cleavage.
Does that mean foot cleavage?
Yeah,
or-
yes, cleavage.
foot
Gross.
arch cleavage.
Gross.
That's like when your toes like just peeking out.
Yeah.
You can see like the in between.
And Gary's a subscriber. Look at that.
Yeah.
You know way too much about this, even
Oh,
as a
yeah,
joke.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
concerning.
So what is the ultimate compliment that you could find on?
You know, the best compliment I have is when people write me and they're like, "You made me laugh this morning before I left for work," or "I saw your story and my kids were in the room and they were laughing," or something like. I mean, if you know how miserable it is when people are waking up early and got to go to work, if there's like that small joy I can bring to the world in the morning, then that's probably the best compliment.
Yeah, well, I mean, that is a great compliment, I think, because you're probably used to, over the course of your life, being complimented on being beautiful.
But a lot of those compliments aren't real. They aren't real. I mean, any guy who's hitting on a girl, especially online, will go for the
You're beautiful.
I just think you're really beautiful.
Right,
Yeah.
so when you hear you're really funny, a beautiful woman says, "Oh my God, he's looking past all of my beauty."
Which is almost impossible because it's overwhelming, my beauty.
Oh, yeah.
Keep in mind. Yeah.
So that is a good. So I hear you're funny, and I'm like, I want somebody to tell
you
me
want
I'm good
someone to
looking.
tell you how.
I want the opposite.
Right.
I want the opposite of what you're getting. So I don't get that.
Well, you have an amazing hairline. That makes you feel
right.
good.
Thank you.
It's not half as bad as I thought it was by your Twitter picture.
Good for you.
Sorry.
Good for you. Any sisters?
Yeah, I got a sister.
Older or younger?
Younger sister. Just got married. Shotgun wedding.
Okay, so none of the Savans are
single.
Available.
Damn it.
Why are we doing this
yeah, no.
interview?
Sorry, guys.
Well,
a
something
bummer.
could happen to the guy in New York.
Well, you heard it here first, folks.
You're an awful person, Gary.
the lifespan of a weather girl or a reporter woman on
I don't think
television.
you're supposed to equate the two.
No, but
Or do you?
I guess I don't know. Is that offensive? Did I put you in the same
No.
category with a weather girl?
No,
I did.
it's not offensive at all. In fact, whether people get a bad rap, they're like scientists. They have degrees in meteorology. They're actually smarter than the idiots who read prompter. I mean, they have to actually forecast weather. It's a science.
That was true until the Doppler 5000 came into the picture.
That is
Now it's
true.
like fucking Google.
Right.
You just
hit
like
a
you look at it,
button,
you pull out a piece of paper out of the Doppler, and it tells you what it's going to be.
kind of.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, there weren't like beautiful weather girls and beautiful reporters.
No, we had Storm Field.
Dallas Rains.
Dallas Rains. I mean, they all have fantastic names. I think that's a middle.
But now is a good time to be a young woman with brains because reporters are beautiful now. You cannot be an ugly female reporter. It's impossible.
That's not true.
I don't think that's true.
There are ugly female reporters.
Well, I'm not going to name who I think is not
Right.
beautiful, but there are women who clearly were hired for their journalism.
What's the ultimate goal for you? You're now
this
in this,
nailed it being here.
Look,
This
you're-
podcast.
Los Angeles is the best place to live to be a reporter, right? Because you've got the weather, you've got lots of.
I remember
different-
coming to visit here and seeing Good Day LA as a news reporter in New York, and coming and seeing that show, and I was like, "This is a new show. Is this for real?" You got Jillian, who's like still wearing the outfit from the night before, and they're doing all this wacky stuff. I mean, it was just impossible for me to imagine that this got by as being a news show. So yeah.
It's definitely different growing up on the East Coast than coming out here and seeing just the news. Yeah, it's a
Right.
huge difference because they take it much more seriously, Gary, back east.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I would say, especially the morning
Yeah.
news. You want
Yeah.
know
Oh.
your traffic
This-
report with some coffee and Dunkin' Donuts.
This job doesn't exist in New York. I'm pretty sure they're not going to let you do the hamster ball in the pool and also cover the.
I
serious
saw
stuff.
the hamster ball in the pool. That looked like a difficult situation for you to be in.
You being sarcastic?
No, I mean it wasn't like the hardest story to report on. I'm saying
How
the
dare
actual
you.
the actual
How
being
dare you.
inside of a hamster ball. You couldn't stand up.
No, because it's made for children. I mean, that was the whole thing. It's a thing for children. Like, you stick your kid in a hamster ball and put them in the pool, and they, play around in there. But they thought, oh, it'd be funny if we put the reporter in there who won't be able to stand up.
They have you doing lots of stuff like that, trampoline stuff or yoga on surfboards or paddleboards.
They like to do that.
But you're a yoga girl. You do yoga.
Like I said, I will try anything. I don't like to make... I refuse... There's only 2 things I said no to since I've worked here. Gary's sweating bullets right now.
I am.
See? I'm fine, and now he's sweating.
I've only said no to 2 things. I would not eat a sausage on the air, like a giant sausage. I said no to that. And I would not wear a bikini. They constantly ask me to wear a bikini for this and wear a bikini. Bring your bikini and wear a bikini. Because once you wear a bikini, then it's... You're a girl in a bikini. You're no longer like a reporter on the story. That's my own personal opinion.
Good for you. But what's the sausage thing? Is that a phallic thing or a vegetarian thing?
Yes, because that will be there forever, of you with a giant sausage in your mouth. And I just feel like that's something that will come back to haunt me one day.
That's funny. I mean, not funny, but yeah, that's interesting.
You'd be on a whole new set of websites.
Exactly. No more foot arch fetish, more like meat something.
Like, okay, now hold the sausage with your feet. And combine the
There's so many niche fetish websites.
Could you
now.
put your bikini bottom on your feet
with the sausage in it? You guys should produce news.
Yeah.
Told you I went to school for journalism. It's next up for me.
Guy, how do you think this is going? Pretty good, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably about time we have to start wrapping things up, though. We've been going well over an hour.
Have you heard of the chive?
What's the chive?
Oh, Guy's a huge fan of the chive. He wears a chive shirt to every... is it okay if I
I've been doing that lately, yeah.
To every podcast. He wears a chive shirt, and it's like a whole nation of people. I don't know.
There's a website called The Chive, TheChive, like onions, chives. But,
yeah.
Okay. And the long and short of it is, it's just like aggregated,
it's like
funny pictures.
The Onion, but
no, it's not The Onion at all. They have no relation to The Onion. It's If you listen to me for a second,
Gary.
All
right. Terrible.
It's aggregated funny pictures. Or different pictures, like maybe it's like all crazy cars, or they call one like "Don't play with your food," and it's food it's just pictures. Okay, but it's also created like a set of people, like Nuzzy said, kind of an underground thing where people recognize, there are different shirts that you kind of wear that people recognize, and there's kind of a saying, "Keep calm, chive on." So I've worn a chive shirt to Catalina the other weekend, and some guys like KCCO. Most people wouldn't know what the hell that means. That means keep calm, chive on, and. So anyway, I'm wearing a different shirt every week.
So
I'm trying to get their attention.
It's like a less than heterosexual gang.
Sure.
Remember when Guy wore that shirt?
You got to hear this, Lauren. Guy comes in one day with a shirt that says, fight, fuck, make money. And we looked at Guy, and we informed him that he does none of those things. Absolutely none of them.
It's so funny that you guys actually remember that shirt. I wore it one time
make
ever.
Money.
No, you wore it a second time.
It was fuck, fight, make money, but yeah.
Yeah. Now, what's the story behind that? So, like, a friend of yours gave that shirt to you?
Yes.
And you thought that was an appropriate shirt to wear outside of your... You wear that because Guy's doing yoga now. That's a yoga shirt.
You can wear that. You can wear that to like an MMA fight.
I'm sorry. When did I ask to be a target?
Can I borrow it and wear that on the news?
It's yours. I'm sending it to you.
My next, yeah.
Anything else you guys want to rip on me about?
No, your Dare shirt, actually. What is that?
It's DAR. So they have one of the things called the Daily Afternoon Randomness, or, just random, funny, crazy pictures. Anyway, thechive.com. Check it out. It's a good site. And also they've done some really nice things. Like there was a guy who lost his arms and his legs in Afghanistan, an American soldier. And long and short, he needed $30,000 for his dream home, but all of his medical bills were costing him too much money. He couldn't afford it. The Chive raised $270,000 in 24 hours for the guy. So there is a community of people that do really nice things.
A wealthy, less than heterosexual gang.
Wow. And there you go.
Wow.
So get involved.
Well, they have disposable income. No kids.
They vote Republican?
They do.
It's mixed. It's a mixed bag. Anyway.
Anyhow.
What do we got here?
I figured 90s rap, Lauren.
Yeah.
So.
What do you think of the new vice presidential running mate?
Paul Ryan?
Paul Ryan. Did you?
I think it was predictable.
Okay.
No, I mean, I think he was an obvious choice for Romney.
See, I don't know enough about politics. I couldn't have predicted that.
I mean, it was him, Rubio. Who else was in the mix? Palenti.
Why not go with like a big name?
Paul
You know?
Ryan is a pretty big name.
Oh, is he?
In politics.
Okay. I don't know.
I don't know.
Like, why not get like a Newt Gingrich or something?
Because he wanted to win the election, I would assume. He wants to win.
So he's got a chance with this guy.
Yeah, I think Paul Ryan has a huge following, particularly with conservatives. He's also, kind of good looking, so I think they think they'll draw the women's vote.
Chris,
His blue eyes
lady
are
magnet.
hypnotizing.
He's a lady magnet.
Just like you.
There you go.
I'm surprised he didn't ask you. Did he call?
I wouldn't have done it. I'd be at Chick-fil-A,
That's right.
No, I don't.
Chick-fil-A. Did you guys participate in that at all?
What?
Either the appreciation or the unappreciation?
Not to sound
no.
too hipsterish, but Nuzzy and I a while back discussed Chick-fil-A way before this became a thing, and both.